12. The Nightbeat starts right now.
A free year of childcare. There's a program that does that for parents who work in the service industry, and we're going to tell you more about that coming up.
And Bexar County deputies discover a major amount of meth. The drug bust made inside one woman's vehicle. But first, chaos breaking out just across the street from a local high school. It's a story we've been following throughout the day. And tonight, one man who tried to help sharing his story with KSAT.
Yeah, police are working two separate cases in this shooting. It happened across the street from John Jay High School. Investigators say that as people began to scatter, one person was hit by a driver. That driver still on the run tonight. But another group of investigators are focused on the actual shooting. Now, we know that at least one person was shot, but the thing is, police think that there may be more victims.
And a lot of witnesses. The night team's John Paul Barajas spoke to a man who witnessed what went down, and he actually stopped to help.
Cell phone video that's circulating through social media shows what looks like to be a gunfight in a parking lot of a restaurant along Marbach Road, directly across the street from John Jay High School. You can hear multiple pops from the gun, and you see people ducking for cover but not running away. Then you see a person in a white shirt with a backpack start shooting back while hiding behind a car. Brian Salinas was driving home from work when he pulled over.
You know, when I heard the gunshots, I saw all the kids running. So when I saw the kids running, my first instinct was like, man, something ain't right. Something's going on. I got there just in time to kind of get kids, duck for cover, and tell them to get down.
After things calmed down, he took to Facebook Live, talking with who he says are students at John Jay. You can see one of them wearing a backpack as well.
So three got shot? I think so, yeah. And one got ran over? Yeah.
San Antonio police say one person was shot. There are potentially more. And a driver leaving the scene hit someone who was walking. That person was rushed to the hospital. The driver took off. They added calls for a fight around 12:30, quickly turned to calls for a shooting. When they arrived, 100 to 150 people were in the parking lot and took off running.
They said it started with a girl fight, and it led to boys getting into the argument, and you know, just one thing led to another. He just pulled out a gun and they started shooting at each other.
At this time, police say there have been no arrests made in this case, and we have also reached out to NISD. A spokesperson told us at this time they don't believe anybody involved attended or attends John Jay High School, but this is a developing story, so we'll continue to follow it and bring you the latest. John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
Paul, thank you. Now, new tonight, millions of dollars worth of drugs are off the streets, and that's because of Bexar County detectives. They pulled over that woman who you see right there on your screen, Karen Lastiri, during a traffic stop. They say they found bundles of drugs inside the 31-year-old's vehicle. Turned out to be meth, and a lot of it, $2.5 million worth. Now, Lastiri is now facing federal drug charges.
The long-term effects of COVID are a bit of a mystery. Researchers looking for volunteers in a new study. UT Health San Antonio participating in that study in hopes of learning more about so-called COVID long haulers. Those who survive COVID-19 but continue to suffer from symptoms months or even a year later.
Our Latino community and our African American community have been disproportionately impacted by COVID. I think that's something that we in San Antonio can really contribute.
That's Dr. Barbara Taylor. She says University Health and 17 other sites across the country also hoping to learn more about long haulers. They're looking for 900 adults to take part in the study. Doctors will track their health for 4 years. Some of the most common lingering symptoms of COVID-19 include pain, headaches, fatigue, brain fog, shortness of breath, and anxiety. Meanwhile, still no word from the Food and Drug Administration on a COVID-19 vaccine for children. Pfizer's vaccine would be for kids 5 to 11. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention expected to meet to discuss the matter next week.
Now, tonight we continue our coverage on the cost of childcare. Last night we went over just how expensive it was, but listen to this. Some of you may actually qualify for a year of free daycare. Crazy, right? Well, that's part of a state program that's meant to help working parents who have struggled during the pandemic. So we're talking about parents who work in restaurants, bars, or hotels. The night team's Patty Santos has part 2 of this story tonight. And Patty, this program could actually make it easier for people to go and find work.
Well, Stephanie, our Bear Facts KSAT San Antonio report poll touched on that very same topic. 50% of registered voters said finding affordable childcare was a major challenge while looking for a job. And we spoke to a single mother who says a free full year of childcare has been an immense help.
Please, somebody, please, just even if you can point me in a direction, like I'm willing to do whatever it takes.
That was the plea from a mother desperate to keep her job, pay rent, and save her children from what she describes as a bad child care experience.
It was the lowest rate, and so that's what I needed. He was forgetting my kids at school. My kids weren't being taken care of properly. My daughter wasn't being changed. Like, it was a horrible experience.
10 months ago, Yolanda Cornejo started working as a server, making difficult choices along the way to bring more money in, but still stuck in a bad cycle.
That 1 month that I paid over $800 in daycare fees put me behind in my rent. I'm going through an eviction process.
About 2 weeks ago, she made a phone call to Workforce Solutions Alamo. That forever changed her life and answered prayer to her plea, childcare at no cost.
It is life-changing because now I have the room to work an 8-hour shift.
Workforce Solutions Alamo was given $43 million by the Texas Workforce Commission to help those working in restaurants, bars, hotels, and arts and entertainment organizations by giving those families free childcare for a year.
The biggest barrier for employment is parents not having somewhere to actually put their child in.
700 families are currently enrolled in the Service Industry Recovery Child Care Program. 4,000 plus slots are available. There's no waiting list for those who meet the criteria.
These are the types of supports that are necessary to get people back to work.
Cornejo now has extra money for bills, food, and to put away for when the free child care runs out. She wants to share her story so other struggling parents know there's hope.
You just don't know what's out there, and you just don't know if you qualify, and you're never going to know if you don't pick up the phone and at least try.
And this free program ends in March 2023. Along with working in the industry, children must be under the age of 13 to qualify or under the age of 18 if they are disabled. And Workforce Solutions also offers subsidized daycare for low-income parents enrolled in school, working, or in training. But 6,000 families are on the waiting list for that program. To find out more about the free program, head to KSAT.com.
Thank you, Patty. One city councilman says he's combating discrimination with a new ordinance. The current measure that's on the books protects people from discrimination based on a variety of factors like race, age, gender identity. But it only applies to companies that have city contracts. Councilman Jalen McKee Rodriguez wants this ordinance to expand to private businesses with 15 or more employees. He's not the only one who says the expansion is needed, though. The head of the LGBT Chamber of Commerce echoes the same concerns.
I received phone calls from individuals that were discriminated against at their employer. They were terminated for that. Recently, in the past year and a half, I've had that happen.
McKee Rodriguez has the support of 5 other council members for this proposal. The Governance Committee, which is chaired by Mayor Ron Nirenberg, will now take up the request.
Yeah, now on a lighter note, tick-tock, tick-tock. The Day of the Dead San Antonio River Parade is less than 24 hours away, and obviously we are super excited about it. If you want to watch in person, you have to buy a ticket, and we have a link for you on KSAT.com.
Stephanie and I will be there also to help share in the celebration on your television set right here on KSAT 12, the best seat in the house. The broadcast kicks off at 8 p.m., where Alicia Barrera and I will bring you a close look at the colorful and elaborate floats as the parade winds through downtown along the Riverwalk. From the calaveras to the sugar skulls to the mythical creatures known as alebrijes. All of these symbols are related to the tradition that honors loved ones who have left us. The celebration does not end with the parade, though. There's also an after party happening tomorrow night.
Yeah, that's what I'm hosting. I'm super excited about that. I'm going to be joining the after party with San Antonio Live. Now, Adam, here's the deal. For the thousands of people who are going to go out there and celebrate tomorrow, they're going to want to know what this weather's going to be like, because it's been a bit of a roller coaster this week.
That's a good way to put it. It has been up and down quite a bit. And for the parade tomorrow, it's going to be on the cool side and unseasonably cool. A little bit cooler than average for this time of year. 7 o'clock. 67 degrees, 8 o'clock our coverage starts at 65. But then notice the after party, Steph in particular, long sleeves and or a light jacket will drop down into the 50s by 9 o'clock. Luckily, the wind will pump the brakes quite a bit. It'll be a gusty afternoon tomorrow during the daylight hours, but come tomorrow evening and tomorrow night, the wind's going to calm down. And today we started at 51, topped out at 78. That's exactly average. And temperatures will be dipping a little bit more over the next couple of days. We'll talk about those in detail, break it down for you across the region, talk about the winds when they finally subside, and the details for trick-or-treat weather coming right up.
By the way, Steph, I am crashing that after party.
All right.
I'm letting you know right now.
For you.
Okay. Still ahead on the Nightbeat, our live cam featuring a San Antonio home that's transformed into a haunted graveyard for Halloween, where you can see this in person. Coming up.
Plus, court documents proving more insight into the shooting investigation on a movie set. We're also going to hear from investigators. That's coming up.
And a mother and her boyfriend in jail tonight. Police say they abandoned several children with the corpse of their own brother. One family member actually sharing her concerns. It's next on the Nightbeat.
Tonight, a mother and her boyfriend are in jail for doing the unthinkable. Investigators say that couple left the body of an 8-year-old boy to rot in a Houston apartment. Police also say that they left the boy's 3 brothers in that same apartment for almost a year. Melody Robinson is a relative, and she remembers the mother, Gloria Williams, and the children staying with her several years ago. And she thinks that there's a reason those other kids never said anything.
When somebody has scared you and has attacked you, and you watch this man kill your brother, you watched him break your other brother's jaw. I'm afraid. I'll probably be afraid for my life too.
Now you're looking at the mother's boyfriend, Brian Coulter. He is accused of beating 8-year-old Kendrick Lee to death around Thanksgiving of last year. He's being held on a $1 million bond. Williams is charged with felony injury to a child and tampering with evidence.
And now to the latest on that deadly shooting involving actor Alec Baldwin on a movie set in New Mexico. According to an affidavit, the film's armorer said no live ammo is ever kept on set. But authorities say that firearm used by Baldwin shot a bullet. One woman killed, another crew member injured. They also suspect they'll discover more live ammunition among the 500 rounds collected on that set. Santa Fe, New Mexico Sheriff Adon Mendoza speaking with ABC News about potential safety issues on the set of this movie that was to be called Rust.
There was complacency. That's obvious. I think there was some disorganization and some safety issues and protocols that weren't properly followed.
So the district attorney has not filed charges, but says it has not been ruled out yet.
Now back here at home, a plan to keep up with record growth in West Bexar County. We know that you've seen all the growth there. More people means more need for medical care. Now Methodist Healthcare, they saw this coming, so they bought some land there 15 years ago, and now they're using it to break ground for a new hospital. So I know you want the details. That hospital should be done in 2 years, and we're told that the facility is going to have 54 beds and a medical office building. On an adorable note, check this out. Halloween, it's just not for the kiddos anymore. Pet parents also showed off their fur babies in costumes. They included a mini Chewbacca and a pet with bat wings. Okay, super cute.
Nice.
It was all part of a contest in Precinct 3, and the top prize went to a pet and its 9-year-old owner. The dog was dressed up as a sunflower. Oh, come on, how cute is that? And its owner went as a bee.
Nice.
Adorable.
Love it. Mini Chewbacca, though? Come on.
Mini Chewie.
Yeah, I didn't see a mini Han Solo, but I did see a mini Chewie.
Solo was probably somewhere around the corner.
Yeah, all right. This is a live cam at a home on Donaldson tonight. We've been highlighting homes around the viewing area that have gone all out for Halloween. This is one of them. Michael Lane turned his front yard into a haunted cemetery. I think that's like the actors from the Addams Family. Yeah, and just different.
Okay, I was gonna say, it's a little bit more morbid if those are real.
That's the one from the Munsters.
Okay,
I mean, it's like it's got a theme.
I was with you, Steph. I was
all right.
a little hesitant there at first, wondering.
I could chill with that. All right, so tell us about tomorrow.
Hey, even cooler tomorrow morning than what we had today. Yeah, and our morning temperatures are going to take a little bit of a dive before they rebound and climb back up again. But we're talking 48 tomorrow morning. Of course, cooler in some outlying areas. 45 by Saturday morning. And then once we get into next week, little extra humidity, a hint of it, should boost our mornings back into the lower 60s. So very fall-like, at least through the weekend. All right, let's get right to it. Talk about the wind today. That was a big headline. Not a good day for the inflatable Halloween decorations. Tomorrow, not going to be a good day either. Today, we had peak wind gusts between 35 and 40 miles per hour. At the airport in town, we peaked at 37. Now, the wind has pumped the brakes, as it often does at night. Calm in parts of the hill country, only at 5-6 miles per hour here in San Antonio. And as we go through the night, we're not going to see much of a gust out there, not much of a breeze, maybe gusting to 10 to 12 miles per hour periodically. But come tomorrow afternoon, we'll see those wind gusts back to 30, 35 miles per hour. So another breezy day tomorrow, and then you won't even notice the wind once we get into the upcoming weekend. And even tomorrow evening, we've got the parade tomorrow evening. The wind will calm down a few hours after sunset. So here's the big picture. The active weather has moved out of here. Look how wound up this big system is, that counterclockwise circulation. That's a big upper level low. That's right over Memphis right now. That's part of the system that swung the cold front through our neck of the woods yesterday, giving us some showers. And that's moving all out of here. We've got this northerly flow, and that's a dry wind that's coming out of the north. So you don't notice any humidity, but we don't even have any humidity above us. So it's nothing but sunshine. We can't even make clouds. It's so dry. Nothing but sunshine for the next several days until we get into early next week. By the way, it is Thursday, so the newest drought monitor is in, and unfortunately, we've fallen a little bit farther into drought. I mean, we're still in decent shape overall, about a quarter of Texas in drought, but we're continuing to fall deeper and deeper into drought. And I know we had some decent rainfall the past couple of weeks, just not in the right spots. It's southwest of San Antonio, down I-35, and especially southern Maverick County, southern Dimmitt County, Carrizo Springs area, and even near Crystal City. That's where we've got most of the drought in our area. Of course, it's not just if you get rain, it's where you get the rain. And no chance of rain through Monday. Tuesday, a 20% chance. We get into the middle of next week. By Wednesday, we're talking a 30% chance. And there is the potential we could increase those probabilities just a little bit. Right now, we're sitting pretty, though. 58 degrees, temperatures falling off quickly and efficiently. If you like to open your windows at night, tonight's another good night. The next through the weekend will be good nights, but keep in mind some allergens are elevated, mold and juniper in particular. Temperatures now 50s to near 60. Still 67 Cotulla, 68 Del Rio, the typically warmer spots. But tomorrow morning, near 40 in the hill country, even Canyon Lake 45, 44 Hondo, 48 Pleasanton, and around San Antonio, I'm thinking upper 40s. But you get to Timberwood Park 46, Bernie 45, Elmendorf 49. You get the idea. Bottom line, long sleeves, a little sweatshirt, or even a light jacket for the kids at the bus stop. Then by the afternoon, nothing but sunshine, no humidity, and we get into the mid-70s for high temperatures. Even by the noon hour, I think we'll be right near 70 degrees, but you'll notice the breeze periodically during the day tomorrow. Evening activities will be okay in terms of wind. All weekend, highs right near 80 degrees. As for trick-or-treating, really quickly, during trick-or-treat time, we should be in the lower 70s. How about that? Wow.
All right. Adam was just talking about a drought.
Yeah, that is a good segue because the Spurs are just in this, they're in a bad movie that they cannot get. It's like Groundhog Day.
Exactly. You know what? They were up by 20 points in the first quarter and were actually in the game to the bitter end and could not close it out. When we come back, we'll show you what happened up I-35 in Dallas and our big game coverage Thursday style. Coming up. Spurs begin a 3-game road swing in Dallas to face the Mavs and their new head coach Jason Kidd, but without all-star Kristaps Porzingis, Lonnie Walker getting the start for the injured Doug McDermott for the Spurs, who got off to a hot start. DeJounte Murray from 3 from the wing, and 16-1 Spurs. Brendan Forbes with another 3, forcing the Mavs to call a timeout. It's 23-3 Spurs, but the Mavs stormed back in the second. Jalen Brunson back-to-back threes, part of a 30-6 Mavs run to give Dallas a 4-point lead. Spurs down 1, but with the final shot of the half, Jakob Poeltl to Derek White to Brendan Forbes for the 3 at the buzzer. and it's good. Spurs 49-47 at the break. Lonnie Walker showing off his mid-range game, the 18-footer from the right side, then the 14-footer from the top of the key to help the Spurs out to a 5-point lead. Forbes keeping the Spurs in the lead with the off-balance three from the wing, but it was all tie 76 going to the fourth. Luka Doncic capping up a Dallas 9-0 run to get the Mavs up 11 late in the fourth, but the Spurs keep fighting. Keldon Johnson with great anticipation jumps the pass, is going the other way for the slam, then DeJounte for the three, and the Spurs are only down 3 with a minute to go, but they couldn't close the deal. They fall 104-99. DeJounte 2 assists shy of another triple-double.
We blew a lead here, but we're still in the game. But, you know, making plays, making shots, not making mistakes down the stretch takes a little bit of time to get to that point. And you have to live through the hard times before you get there. It's not automatic.
All right, the road trip continues on Saturday with a rematch of the defending NBA champs. The Austin Spurs got their training camp underway today at the Spurs practice facility, and among those participating are the Spurs' top 2 draft picks, number 1 pick, 18-year-old Joshua Primo, second-round pick, Joe Wieskamp. So is Marshall High School graduate Jordan Burns.
It's amazing. It's surreal, honestly, like coming from, you know, down the street at Marshall High School. You know, it's crazy now that I'm right here, you know, at home, being able to do training camp and being a part of the Spurs organization. I couldn't be more grateful.
All right, the Austin Spurs tip off their season November the 5th. Our big game coverage features the Holmes Huskies trying to get into the playoffs against number 1 Brennan Bears, trying to stay undefeated. Bears with the ball first. Quarterback Ashton DuBose, play action pass. Watch this, makes a nice move to dodge the charging defender, then fires deep over the middle to Aaron DuBose, who's behind the defense, wide open for the 35-yard touchdown. Just like that, 7-0. The final from GUST Stadium in the KSAT 12 Texas Sports Production Game of the Week. It is 55-3 Brennan. Floresville Tigers and champion Chargers have something in common. Both lost to Alamo Heights in District 15-5A Division II. This game is about playoff positioning. Chargers running back Alice Rodriguez gets champion an early lead with his 11-yard touchdown right up the middle, but the Tigers roar back. Quarterback Braden Fuller rolls out, finds Brandon Cortez in the flat, makes his way inside champion 20. They would cap off the drive with a goal line TD from running back Darian Murphy. Just like that, it is 7-all ball game. The final from Bernie, it is 35-28 champion. What a game. And finally, a stop at Alamo Stadium, where the Young Men's Leadership Academy was hosting Manor New Tech. YMLA down 18-7, but they cut into that lead with an incredible catch. Quarterback Aiden Delgado throws a bomb to Brandon Macias, who makes a one-handed catch to the 20. Somehow he keeps his balance long enough to fall into the end zone for the 51-yard touchdown. YMLA only down 4. Let's go to the scoreboard now to see how they finish. And they fall to Manor New Tech 48-21. Seguin over Kyle Lehman 35-16. Will Dak be able to play Sunday? An update coming up.
Pro football coverage, powered by Davis Law Firm.
For the past 2 workouts this week, star quarterback Dak Prescott has been listed as limited in those workouts. And for the Dallas Cowboys face the Minnesota Vikings on Sunday Night Football, trying to go 6 in a row after losing their season opener. Prescott suffered a right calf strain in the Cowboys' 35-29 overtime victory against the Patriots in New England on the very last play, but has had an extra week to recover thanks to the bye week. But while Dak admits if it was up to him, he'd be good to go, but it's not.
If it was my call and it was totally up to me, yes, but this is something I agree with the experts. I don't want to linger. I don't want this to be week after week. Are we going through this? So to me, it's just about getting better, controlling what I can. And like I said, I've gotten better and taking big steps every day, and plan to take another big step tomorrow. And so I don't know if the decision comes Saturday or when it comes, but yeah, I'm doing everything I can to make sure that I give myself the best chance.
All right, like the Cowboys, Houston Texans are also up in the air as to who will start a quarterback on Sunday against the Rams. Tyrod Taylor has returned to workouts, but it's unclear if he'll be ready to take over for the rookie, Davis Mills. But the Texans are on a 6-game losing streak and could use that boost mentally, if for no other reason, to welcome Taylor back, who's been out since he injured his hamstring in the 2nd game of the season.
I think it's a great boost. You know, just more so from the leadership that he brings. We just got to continue to just trust in the process and see where that takes us.
All right, good luck to both teams who do not have an idea right now of who their quarterback will be this close to Sunday.
Yeah, neither team. Wow, thanks, Greg.
You got it.
We'll be right back.
All right, tomorrow we'll start the day in the mid to upper 40s, and it'll be like that again Saturday morning. So some unseasonably cool mornings, very fall-like through the weekend. Mid 70s tomorrow and sunny. Nothing but sunshine all weekend. Nothing to worry about weather-wise. Highs near 80. Next week we start to see some rain chances, and we could see a few showers by the middle of the week.
But I'd suggest wearing a fleece tomorrow during the parade.
No. Nope. I don't have a fleece Guayabera.
You'll have to get one. Well, that does it for the Night Beat. Don't forget that Good Morning San Antonio starts at 4:30.
See you tomorrow.